Hello, Emily. It's Alliteration Day. It's Friday, February 5th, 2016. Seriously, right now you're gonna bark. I don't know if you can hear that, but the neighbors just got these little dogs, and I do not like them. They're very annoying. So, in response to some of your past videos, I don't even know how many you've made since last time I made one. It's probably not something I should think about, or else I'll start feeling really guilty about it. But you were in a parking garage for one of them. That might have been yesterday. Was that yesterday? That wasn't yesterday. It might have been yesterday. I think that was the more recent one. But anyway, I definitely approve of sitting in the car. The only problem is, of course, if it's too warm and you have to keep the car running, then you use gas, and that can be expensive. But this time of year, you shouldn't, well, I say you shouldn't need to, but it's Florida, so you kind of always need to. But sometimes you can just crack the windows, and that's okay. Other times, you don't really need to do anything. But yeah, it's probably a bad idea, but it's just like an hour or so, and it's relaxing, and you can do what I did and like take a nap sometimes, which is amazing. I didn't always take a nap in the car. Sometimes I would just go out in the middle of a field and take a nap, or take a nap on the bench right in the middle of traffic, sort of. However, if you do that, all your other classes afterwards are like so much better, assuming it doesn't like really bog you down. Which for me it didn't. It was like 15-minute nap, and those afternoon classes just were so much better. Yesterday in class we had, well, we had a test, and then you can submit it, but then you have to wait for everybody else, because it comes in parts, and you have to wait for everybody else so you can move on and do other things. So I submitted it like 10 minutes before it was actually due, so I put my head on the desk, and I hope I didn't, but I might have taken a nap, but either way, it felt great. It was amazing. Yeah, so now I've totally gone off on a tangent. Only to add, when you're out in your car having lunch, you also might want to consider taking naps there. I highly recommend it. Okay, so your apocalypse character challenge. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I really want to like participate in this. However, I don't think I'm going to today, because I actually want to think about it before I proclaim characters at random. Also, from that video, I don't know what you said, but it was kind of late, and I was tired when I was listening to this video, and it made it sound like the name of Bucky's character. The name of Bucky's character. Bucky is the name of the, well, made it sound like his name was James Buchanan Bond, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about that. Like, that's not his name, is it? His name is not James Bond. There's no way. And then I'm like, she probably meant James Bond. I don't even know what you were talking about at that point, because I just got so distracted. And then I had to go back and watch the part, because I got so distracted trying to figure out why we call him Bucky if his name is James Bond. And was he the original James Bond? And did they break that off of... Did they, like, go from Captain America and make the I don't know what you were saying at that point, but I got super sidetracked on that. And is James Bond's middle name Buchanan? That's like Gatsby. I don't know. You may have to go back and clarify that whole thing. It was probably a perfectly clear sentence, and then you started a perfectly clear new sentence. However, yeah, so I am going to participate, however, I'm going to think about that one more. Now, see, I'm trying to sit here and think about something that I could tell you to teach you something new, and all I could think about is, like, what do I know that's new and interesting? I'm like, well, what have I learned interesting lately? Well, I learned how to pass an endoscope, not actually how to do it, but theoretically how to do it, because that was my learning issue for A&I. And I had to explain it and like show the pictures and all the things you see, and you probably don't even know what I am talking about, and that probably means right off the bat that you would not find it terribly interesting. But basically, you can pass a camera down a horse's nose to see like the throat and the guttural pouches, which guttural pouches are like, they're horse things. How do you describe? They're just like sacs. They're kind of under the ears. They're just another way for horses to get sick, and that's many people's opinion of them, because they do a fantastic job filling up with pus. It's like this you've got this little hole that goes up to your ear. It's called the eustachian tube or the auditory tube. But basically, in between there and the ear, you hit this sac, which is called the guttural pouch. And whenever you get like they get fungal infections, they get bacterial infections, and they just fill up with pus. It's like, this is fantastic, and it's right next to like major arteries and like half your major nerves, and it's like we are going to display with a very, very thin wall all these significant structures in the body in one easily infectable pouch. So that is the guttural pouch. So I rambled into teaching you something that you probably didn't want to know about. It's a horse thing, guttural pouch, sacs under the ear-ish, a little bit lower than the ear, sitting on top of the stylohyoid bone. I don't even know if you know where that is. I don't know what people know anymore. Amy, thank you so much for your video. I look forward to more. And Emily, I just realized a minute ago that like I had turned here, which means you can read this. So if you ever want to know my personal locker number, not my passcode locker number. It's called a locker number, isn't it? No, not the locker. That's my locker address. What's the difference between your locker address? Like the number on your locker and the number on the lock on your locker. Your lock code. Your... Oh, it's too late. Okay. Anyway, hope the Orange Groves are treating you well, and I will see you soon.